Rejuvenate becomes your go-to product for everything I've just mentioned, everything and more. Listen to the testimonials, they're astounding. Next, I want to talk about Restore. Restore 3.0. It's our first third generation product, and Dr. Bevan has truly created something incredible using a base of two ancient superfoods, olive oil and olive leaf, and black seed oil. They've both been used for thousands of years because of the benefits they provide to the human condition. They mention olive oil in the Bible. They found black seed when they opened King Tut's tomb. But Dr. Bevan uses those elements, several elements, in a unique way with olive oil. He uses several elements to tune up and detoxify your cells while increasing your mitochondria. Now, that is the secret of our product line. That's the uniqueness. That's our name. More mito, short for mitochondria. Dr. Bevan discovered as mitochondria is the fuel source of your cells that you've been losing it since you were born. You're lucky to have 50% left in your 50s and 60s, maybe 10% left in your 70s and 80s. And when your body is taken back to maybe a 90% level, the level you had when you were a kid, guess what? Things start working again the way they're supposed to in your body, the way they were meant to, the way they did before life and the environment started tearing your body down. And he uses black seed to increase your energy, but it's cellular energy. It's steady, it's strong. It's not like a hit of caffeine or sugar with a big high followed by a big crash. Cellular energy is steady. Imagine being able to start and complete a task without a need to rest. How about the disappearance of your brain fog? Or something strenuous like a long bike ride that has a short recovery time. And I've only mentioned two of the 44 ingredients Dr. Bevan has properly blended to create Restore. Listen, it takes 8 weeks to make a bottle of Restore. You don't pour a bunch of ingredients into a pot and then pour that into a bottle. It is a process that the XDS is needed to go through to have all of this happen. And Dr. Bevan will tell you that it's not just the process of putting them in, it's the proper amount. If you took a handful of vitamins, you'd be lucky if a third on a complete waste. Overpowered cancels out by other things than that handful of vitamins. They have to be in the proper proportions, and then it's the XDS that helps your body use this like nothing that's ever been able to use before. Next, I want to talk about Renew Brain and Body is our newest product, and it stands on the shoulders of Rejuvenate and Restore. Renew Brain and Body are dry ingredients. Not everything that's needed to increase your mitochondria can be delivered in a liquid base. Dr. Bevan is using these small capsules that help increase your mitochondria, as I said, stand on the shoulders of Rejuvenate and Restore, and help in the body, but specifically in the brain. They help with the blood flow, the firing of the synapses. They help with the disappearance of your brain fog, and they help with focus. Really tremendous product. The final product is for our pets. Listen, some of the most important members of our family are the pets that we have. The most viewed videos on social media are pet videos, and yet they can suffer. If your dog has become lethargic, seems to be hobbled, can hardly get up and down the stairs, sure as heck is not chasing bikes and playing fetch. If your cat has started hacking up fur balls and shedding, animals suffer just like we do, and they suffer more because they push all the bad things in the environment. The chemicals we put on the rugs to clean them, the things we put on the lawn to make it grow, they're allergic to the same things we're allergic to. And when they suffer, it breaks our heart. You can bring your dog quickly back to puppy stage, your cat back to kitten stage. And the thing I love about animals, no placebo effect. There's none of this, gee, I think I kind of feel better. You see your pet respond quickly and become healthy and alive again. There's nothing like that feeling. So 4 products. Rejuvenate, Restore 3.0, Renew Brain and Body, and Pet Life. There is nothing like what these products do. To hear more about that, we're going to hear again from Ron.
Thank you, Dale. All right, our topic once again, how to heal faster, recover quicker from anything, like you did when you were younger. You know, here's what we're all going to face. We're all going to have an injury or illness at some point in time, right? Some of those are going to become chronic and recurring issues. We get a lot of people that come to us who have issues like that, right? You have difficulty getting over them, and you've tried what the doctor said. You've done what the nutritional industry has, or used what the nutritional industry has to offer. You still have these issues. There's still another level that you need to get to, okay? Now, Dr. Dan and I have been talking about this all week. You know him as a regular on our call. He's out of Oklahoma City. He's been in the field for decades, worked with a lot of professional athletes and celebrities that you might recognize. Why is it that we get all these people, like I say, who may have tried the traditional route, they've tried other supplement companies, they tried this, they tried that, and they come here and they get a dramatic result? What sets us apart from all those other ways of going at it?
Well, the mitochondria, there's other aspects to this product that are phenomenal as well. But the main thing is we do the best job of anything in increasing the amount of mitochondria and taking the mitochondria you have and energizing it. Now, let me give you an analogy. You can have the best engine in the world. I mean, you know, there's engines now in a quarter of a mile get over 300 miles an hour in that quick a time. But if I take the spark plugs out, nothing's going to happen. Well, in a sense, that's what mitochondria is to the cell. That it's also the engine, but it's also the spark. In fact, introduced in every tiny little mitochondria per gram is more than the energy of the sun. When I first read that, this stunned me. So let's look at what goes on in the body. When you're trying to recover your immune system, if you're sick, it's everything is the immune system. If you're injured, even you've seen your knees swell up. Say, well, that's the doctor told them the cartilage. No, it's part cartilage. What happens is what we call the macrophages, the Pac-Man of the immune system, goes in and starts eating up the dead tissue, and you get all this fluid buildup, and they drain the knee. As you get older, the immune system gets lethargic, just like everything else, unless you know how to energize and keep it working at a useful level. So that has to be able to pump your brain to the muscles, your feet, to your fingertips. People start talking about how they're getting neuropathy. They're not getting the blood flow, and the nerves are starting to turn off, and they're getting like they're going to sleep. Well, if you're going to repair an injury, if you tear a muscle, that takes blood flow. That takes nutrients getting down there and repairing them. If you're going to concussion, of course it takes blood flow, but it also takes the ability for the body to rejuvenate. Your stem cells buried in your bone marrow, they each have mitochondria in them. And so for them to migrate out and go over the hills up in the body takes mitochondria energy. Everything takes mitochondria energy. When I first started on the radio, we used to talk about HGH, human growth hormone, the secret to staying young. And it's released by the pituitary gland, but it quits releasing it after you get a certain age, unless you get a really good night's sleep, which is a big part of healing, by the way. And this product helps in that regard as well. But, I say product, there's a combination of products here. But the point I'm trying to make, whether we're talking about glands or organs, liver, lungs, heart, whatever we're talking about, each one of those areas of the body is made up of cells. And each one of those cells may have 1,000, may have 5,000, may have 10,000 mitochondria. If we're talking about the brain and heart cells, and an athlete's going to have a lot more mitochondria per cell than couch potato. That's one of the main differences between the two. And so if my glands are full of energy, I don't have to think in terms of how I'm going to stimulate the growth hormones that come out and accelerate healing. It happens just like it did when you're younger. You didn't have to think about it, didn't have to take supplements to do that. That's true. So it's true with your glands, it's true with your organs, it's true with every part of your body, every muscle, everything. It takes mitochondria, and we do the best job of anyone in doing that. So, Bill, do we have some interviews you want to demonstrate what we're talking about here?
Yes, I do, and then we're gonna take questions, Dan. Stick with us, buddy.
Okay.
Let's hear real quick from our research scientist, Dr. Becca, as he explains the mitochondria. Hang on just a second.
What we will also do, and here's the big one, and it is the biggest one, is we reset your mitochondria. We recycle the ones that are damaged, and we turn up the energy in the ones that are functional. And once we turn up that energy, then your body at the very basic level has enough energy in order to carry out the self-repair farther, in order to get rid of those free radicals, in order to carry out all the procedures inside the cell that protect it from all of those outside toxins, heavy metals and organic compounds and even radiation of various types, things that are not natural for you. So if we focus first on mitochondria, repair and turning up energy, then what starts happening is the DNA that your mitochondria produces to carry out mitochondrial energy production is now not damaged. Those processes to create energy inside your cells get turned up, and then you can function better.
Okay.
So there we have it, everybody, from two brilliant doctors, Dr. Dan and Dr. Bevan. Now we're going to listen to how this is affecting people across the country and across the world. Let's listen to Catherine Castle talk about her increase in vision, her strength and energy and mobility, the impact it had on brain pain reduction from an accident. Just tremendous stories. Let's listen to Catherine share with us.
Okay, Catherine, go ahead.
I just wrote this down today, and I was looking at things that I would say my word memory and brain memory is 40% better. There's definite improvement from taking this.
How far is it taking it? Did you notice an improvement?
I can tell you this has happened in a month.
Okay, that's good enough.
So I would say my enthusiasm has increased 90%.
Okay.
And I tend to be conservative rather than overestimate things. And I would definitely say my physical strength has improved 80%. It's like astounding. And energy level, 70%. So, and I would say now, pain reduction is 50%, and believe me, with all those broken bones and a rod in my right arm, a rod in my right thigh, that's saying a lot. And I had broken,
Accident?
yes, I mentioned that in my email.
Okay.
That was in 2000. I would say that walking has been very, very problematic with this titanium rod in my right thigh. I would say the walking has been 50% better, and the pain's really down. I didn't even think about pain, which I had constantly. I don't have it now. I mean, it hurts when I walk sometimes, but I can walk faster. Anyway, these are miracles, and I will tell you this, Roger, I believe in miracles. I know that brings miracles when he loves and he asks for help. that I have no doubt. I also have no doubt, and I just get a chill thinking of it. This discovery, I can't imagine how hard he worked on this. But this is a gift of God. And as I said in my email, this is the new medicine of the future that's here right now. And I really get it. And I want you to know I really, really want to support this company because I know someone could hear the voice of God and followed it and had no doubt, or someone had very clear inner vision, which I've been blessed with. So I understand these kinds of things. And I just want you to know, I'm very, very grateful for this. I'm going to keep on with this. That's why I've called you. Thank you.
All right, great talking with you. Take care.
Awesome testimonial.
Couple of things I want you to take away from what.
But it's
Catherine
not a
just
medicine as she
shared.
called it. This
Is
is
that-
considered a food.
You know, from what
All
you just
natural.
heard, she talked about a number of different issues that had improvements. Her vision,
Yeah,
her
vision,
strength, the energy that she faces life with, her mobility, pain reduction. Imagine having rods and broken bones in your back and that rod in your leg. And we're talking about multiple things for one person. And you're going to find, as you listen to all of these, that happens for everybody. It's a multiple of things that improve for somebody. How can that be? It's just simple. We don't fix issues. We don't cure anything. All we do is increase your mitochondria, but it's huge and it's powerful, and your body is able then to repair itself. And we see that happen all the time. Multiple things for a person when that mitochondria is increased. Let's listen to Charles Gillespie on using Restore directly in his eyes and the impact it had, not just on his vision, but on his emotional intelligence and tremendous things here. Let's listen to Charles.
Okay, well, Charles, we had, as the call was started, you and another gentleman talking about using it in your eyes. Share that with us, please.
Oh yes. What I do is I'm in Lazy Boy. I have issues with neuropathy too also, and my neuropathy is coming back. It's gonna be 100%. I'm gonna be back 100% very, very soon. But I just started doing this less than a week, and what I do is I just get flat and I put the dropper, just lean back, open your eyes. I do one drop at a time. If you close your eyes right away, it doesn't burn. It doesn't burn no more. If you ever been like peeling a grapefruit or peeling an orange or cutting up some onions, everybody's gotten those juices, and it doesn't burn no more than that. Okay? And I do 3 drops. Not at the same time. I go 1 drop left, 1 drop right, 1 drop left, 1 drop. I get 3 drops in my eyes. But I do this at least. I try to do it at least 2 times, maybe 3 times a day. So I'm dreaming better. I'm dreaming deeper. I'm sleeping deeper. I wake up telling jokes. I'm like the comedian of the house now. I mean, it puts me in a really good mood.
Wow.
And everything is better. It's working on your brain. I heard Dr. Dan say, didn't realize it, I'm connecting the dots. If your brain is mitochondria, your eyeballs have more mitochondria than any other part of your body. The number 3 is heart. And that's why all those 3 areas we're experiencing more
We're experiencing a few technical
I'm putting
difficulties.
it
I
directly.
apologize.
It goes in your eyeballs, go in your brain. Who knows the parasites? I read articles and people are saying that, there's parasites even in our brain. And I know, this is what I noticed. I don't know what you might know. I'm just telling you my own personal story. I asked one of my businesses, why does my nose drain? This is Dr. Dan's question. Why does my nose drain when I put this in my eyeballs?
Yeah.
My nose is draining. I don't know.
Okay.
But I do know, I feel great. I slept for 3 hours. It felt like I slept for 8 hours. I woke up, I thought it was in the morning. It was like 3. I had all kinds of energy. I feel better putting it in my eyeballs than I do drinking it.
Well, thank you for that. Are you using the 3.0 for people, or are you using Pet Life?
I have no pets.
Okay.
It's too much work. I'm too selfish. Too much work.
Yeah.
The pet
Well,
life is for
I'm
humans
using it
as
for the
well,
human
y'all.
beings. Yeah.
Great.
It's
So,
formulated where
some
pets
people
can
are
take it.
using it because the wool is not quite as strong. If that's an issue, you should try that also. So thank you for sharing that, Charles.
I need
Make sure you got your
the
notepads and
strongest. I
your
need
pens to take
4.0,
notes.
and I need
Something
I need
to
like
drink.
a bottle, a gallon. And when we're gonna start making it in the gallon bottle?
Yeah, we have that in discussion.
I'm
All
serious.
right. Thank you, Charles.
See, people love it. They want it in by the
You gotta
gallons.
love it again, to see multiple things happening for one person. Charles had some tremendous benefits. And he also talked about sleeping deeper. He talked about sleeping for 3 hours, thought it was 8. You heard Dr. Dan say at the start of this call how important sleep is to renewing and regenerating the body. You need to keep sleep. You do hear people in stories of vivid dreams claiming they haven't had dreams in years. Increase mitochondria. Let's hear from Cornell Edwards on having better vision with no floaters or black spots. This is pretty incredible because he had detached retinas. He's also got less point dystrophy and better illumination with no straining. Again, a multiple of things happening. Why? Because increasing the mitochondria.
Cornell,
Cornell.
please tell me what your health concerns are.
I've had surgery. I've had both hips done. I've had back surgery. And I've had a broken fib in my lower right leg. Also, I had cash retinas where I had surgery for those.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
I've been using the products and for what about a week or so. And I noticed I don't have the floaters.
Okay.
I usually see floaters and black spots, but I haven't seen them. And plus, I'm feeling less pain in my joints where I've had surgery. But
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed anything else? Maybe with your elimination or your mental acuity, or just how you feel emotionally?
I have been getting, let's see, my bowel movements have about maybe 2 or 3 a day.
Okay. So how many were they before?
Maybe 1. But then
Okay.
it's strain.
Maybe
But
one
now
with
I
a
just sit
strain.
down and it's it.
We're saying everything is more comfortable and more frequent.
Yes.
It's like you've been having an enlightening experience.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Anything else come to mind?
No, that's about it.
All right. How long ago did you start with Mito?
Only a couple of weeks.
Okay. So, yeah, so we got on. Thank you for sharing that, Cornell.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Great.
See what happens. Your body has been losing mitochondria for years, 30, 40, maybe 50 years. It is starved from mitochondria, and it is amazing how quickly it starts to respond when you increase the mitochondria. That just shows how important it actually is. Let's listen to Christian on 4 years of and a plethora of ineffective doctor visits that did him no good. Let's hear from Christian. North Carolina.
My name is Christian. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. President.
Go ahead, Christian.
I just ordered the Mormito last week. I got it in. I was on the call Monday, and I have been dealing with skin problems the last 4 years since my father's passing. I have been to multiple hospitals, multiple dermatologists. The only thing they can do is just shoot drugs, and I just got tired of being a pincushion. I met with a lady named Miss Esmeralda. She's on the line right now. I'm sure she can hear me. But she inspired me to try this product, and I feel a whole lot better. I dealt with so much weeping. Oh my God, I would stay up 3-4 days at a time until I had no choice but to sleep, and it was just doing nothing for me. So this has really did a lot for me. I'm still, my skin's still kind of pinkish, kind of reddish. I just started, but for me to be like a few days in, skin is not weeping. I feel a whole lot better, and each time I take it, I feel more energized because my skin is all over inflamed, and it takes so much energy to keep me going, and I'm constantly tired. So anytime I take
He's having technical difficulties. It happens, y'all.
We muted out. Dan, glad you mentioned that. Issue that doctors cannot help. Skin especially is something that affects us in a major way, and we need to be able to address it. We're going to hear from Charles and Monia and Thomas Rutland on a 10-year scaly patch on their skin that resisted all other attempts to resolve it, and it disappeared in 4 days. Let's listen to this, and then we'll have questions.
In addition to that really miraculous result, we tried Vaseline, we tried Vaseline, we tried just a, I kid you not, or we tried just a, I kid you not, or at least less than the other reason.
Your line is muted.
Apologize.
This call is being recorded.
Technical
Emotional
issues.
intelligence, whether it's sleep, right? You heard all of those on this call. It was younger before these conditions hit you, mitochondria. Now listen, we're going to get the home question, answer your questions here on the call. If you've got any kind of a question on health or nutrition, hit *5 on your phone. It'll raise your hand. We've got a lot of hands up already.
Everybody on the Health and
And
Workshop
while
was
you're- I want you to participate if you choose to in the compensation plan. It's very rewarding, and let me tell you,
Yes.
there's never been one like ours. We don't pay compensation once a month or once a week or once a day. When somebody buys something, your compensation is in your back office for you to use virtually immediately. Look, if you've joined us as a referring customer, then you've got Mito Cash. Spend it to buy products, spend it on shipping, send it to other people in the company. Upgrade, that's free as well. You can upgrade to a paid rep, and now utilize the Stripe connectivity, the worldwide ACH. It's fast, and most importantly, it's secure. Send the money in your bank. You can send it to PayPal or Venmo. You can even use the old-fashioned ACH, although we're going to get rid of that because it is risky. But for now, it's there to use to get it into your bank system. We've done everything we can do. We've created a product that everyone around you can benefit from. We created a company to support that product. No gotchas, no cost to get in, no cost to be here, no cost for the website. The
That's
company's here to support the product, the sharing of the product. We've got a customer service like you've never seen. We still have human beings that answer the phone. Call 6 days a week, you'll get somebody, or leave a message, you're gonna get a call back. And even if you call in and hang up, we know you called, we can capture your phone number, we can still call and say, did you have a question? The whole purpose is to support staff, to help you be able to talk to people. That's what we do, we're here to help you, and so let's get going, and, if you've got questions, that number, by the way, is at the bottom of the website. It's the front, bottom right, 509-593-3300. You can even send a text, and we'll see it and we'll get it. We're here to support you. Share what you've learned with people. You are surrounded by people that would have a better life here. Their bank account if they decided to get in business with us. So that's it. We're going to start to take questions now. Dr. Dan, I'm so glad.
Y'all that are ready to get
With,
your
looks
free
like
customer
Georgia
website,
or
if you were
Kevin
referred by
Moore
myself or from,
in
you know,
Houston,
watching
Texas. I
my
believe
live,
you.
then you
Go ahead
can
with
look
your
in the
question.
description. The website is moremittle.com/S-Alford, S-A-L-F-O-R-D.
Kevin or Georgia?
Hello?
And you, hello, go ahead with your question.
Yes, okay. I've been taking the Midol products for about like a month now, and I'm experiencing some blurred vision before, and I just want to make sure that I'm taking it correctly. So I'm taking 3 tablets a day, spread it out, and also
Taking 3
I'm
tablets.
mixing the cream with the drops, and I'm rubbing it on my eyelids before I go to bed. So is that the correct way to take it, or am I not doing so? Because I haven't seen a lot of improvement.
Just because you don't see improvement doesn't mean that your body's not good.
Where do you take the oil? Turn it.
Yeah, before I go to bed, I'm doing all the syringes, and I fill it up and I put it in my mouth and I put it in my navel before I go to bed.
Okay, that's not enough. And that's the first thing. Do 4 of those in the morning. Then, and then
4
some
restores in the
people,
morning.
if you do it at night, it's going to keep them awake. Not putting the cream on the eye, but putting it in your mouth.
Not me.
Maybe, you may
I
not
can
sleep
take
as
it
sound,
anytime.
or you may sleep sounder. It depends on the person.
Sleep
For
better.
me, when I first started it would, I'd want to stay up later and, you know, just guys. But do it first thing in the morning, 4 milliliters, 4 eye droppers, hold it under your mouth. Try to hold it for 5 to 10 minutes if you can, under your tongue. And
Or a teaspoon,
it's
almost
good for
full.
your
Just
teeth.
take it and put it in a
It's
teaspoon as well.
fantastic for what it does to the teeth and gums and the jaw. And so around and hold it under your mouth. We had one lady tell us a while back that said, I didn't notice much. Started noticing something. Now, there's people that's putting it directly in their eye, and you heard that earlier,
Yes.
where they lean back and put a drop in their eye. It will burn a little bit.
Till you close your eyes.
The oxygen, it opens up sort of the cornea where more oxygen gets in. That's the burning process. But they had great improvement in that. In that case, 1 drop in the eye, in each eye before you go to bed is what some people are saying is the best way to really improve the vision on it. But you aren't doing enough internally that you may have gotten this, the improvement in your vision doing it internally. Now, I sometimes take the oil and rub it around my eyelid, and then I follow with the cream after I put it around my eyelid, and it seems to be more effective. But some people like to mix about a tablespoon into the cream, stir it up real good, a teaspoon to a tablespoon, and then put it around their eye. And it's about the same thing. I don't know why I feel like it's a little better first to put the oil on and then follow with the cream. But that's
So
just
I
me.
have some mixed in here.
But anyway,
and I
start
do rub
doing
it around
4
my eyes,
milliliters
but
in the morning.
sometimes I do just
and
take
may
it straight
wanna
from the bottle
just,
and rub it around my eyes.
for a week or so, just do 4 milliliters in the morning, and then 2 weeks, to 4 milliliters in the morning and 4 milliliters in the afternoon. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Kevin. And let me point one more thing out. Ron
Mine
Long
took a
in
while.
Spokane is getting shots in his eyes for retinopathy. It took 6 months before his eyes improved to the point from 2060 back to 2030. His doctor said, you don't need these shots anymore. So that's a pretty severe issue. And yet Ron would have said if it took a year, it would have been worth it not to get those shots in his eyes. So stick with it, like Dr. Dan said, and you can't take too much of this. You're 16 years of losing your mitochondria. Next, we're going to go to a wireless caller.
Wait,
Wireless
Dan,
caller out of,
yeah. I'm going to correct myself. Just 4 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. Don't have to wait 2 weeks. We do the second 4. Then do in the afternoon 1. Okay?
He's talking about the
So do it
restore.
twice, because I think we need to get it built up in your body pretty quick.
fantastic.
That's Dr. Dan talking.
Okay, wireless caller in Florida, your number ends in 7938. Give us your name and ask your question.
He worked with all the NFL players, well, a lot of the NFL players, so.
Oh, hello.
Wireless caller. Hi. who's
Hi. My name is Jennifer. I was referred from Esmeralda. She, sent me to the phone call to listen and learn about the product. I just have a question. I wanted to know if it would work on the thyroid. My son, I have a 21-year-old who has Graves' disease. He produces too much. His thyroid is overactive. Could this help him, and how would he take it?
It helps with everything, y'all.
Yes, we've had
Because
people
it's building
that,
your mitochondria.
we
up.
definitely had people on hypothyroid, but I don't know if we've had it on Graves' disease, but it's helpful for everything. And so the thyroid is sort of gas pedal to push along that as well. And so, the immune system maybe. And then I would hold it under my tongue, 4 milliliters under my tongue for 5-10 minutes. And I did that. And now the other thing.
And you're also taking this. He didn't mention, but you're also taking.
I ordered some, did I get it? I also have my brother-in-law has colon cancer. And I think basically they can't do anymore. They just sent him home to, try to be comfortable and he's trying to work on the, I guess how much would he need of this stuff to actually stimulate or start healing?
If I had colon cancer, I do, I take the capsules twice a day. But I would take the milliliters, because I would take milliliters under the tongue and hold, as I said before, for 5-10 minutes. Then I would do that 2 to 3 times a day. Cancer is a mitochondrial dysfunction. The energy is not in the cells. They start mutating and do weird things. And so when you get the mitochondria functioning well, the cell a lot of times can come back to normal, or a cancer cell may go into apoptosis, which means the death of the tumor. But we've had people doing really well with with breast cancer and a variety of different cancers. But we're not making a cancer recommendation. We're not saying this is a cure for cancer. We're saying we'll get your cells healthy and then let the body take care of it. Because there's also in cancer, there's a messaging that I think the mitochondria is involved in. So the immune system is more able to recognize whether this is healthy or this is something unhealthy, because the cancer cells hide from the immune system. They put a coating around themselves. And so I think that may be another reason we're seeing results. There's things in there that help the body recognize things that are out of whack, that are not normal to the body. So
Right.
give it a little while. And I want to mention.
Fasting?
Fasting can be very good, and so can a keto, healthy fat diet, keto. You starve it of sugar. You have to cut out all starches and sugar, all grains and stuff, because that's what cancer feeds on. Dale will give you a way of getting a hold of me if he wants to do nutritional counseling, and we can talk more in depth on cancer and stuff. Dale, you have my phone number, don't you?
Yes, I do, Dr. Dan.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to throw anything in there, Dale?
Yeah, listen to the testimonials in the back office. We've got one gentleman with thyroid that was wearing a scarf to cover his neck because it was so swollen. And tremendous results for him on this thyroid issue. And then if anybody 2 or 3 doses a day, 4 droppers is a dose because the droppers go up to 1 mil. We've got people in dialysis and various stages of chemotherapy and things. Here's an idea. Spread it out. Example, if you were going to take 8 droppers in a day, 2 doses, take 2 when you wake up, 2 at 10 in the morning, 2 at noon, and 2 in the afternoon. Spread it out. It's kind of like an IV drip all day long. Let's really increase the mitochondria to attack what's going on in the body and fuel its ability to fight and restore itself. So, tremendous things you can do. We've got some great testimonials back. And we want to know how things are going, so keep us posted, okay? And feel free to text, and I'll make sure you get Dr. Dan's phone number. Text me at that phone number, everybody, 509-593-3300. That's corporate line that you can text it as well. Okay,
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's the
Thank you.
customer service number, and you can also use it as a text, as he said.
with colon cancer, Red
Yeah.
there.
Well, yes, I am. Thank you. Awesome call, guys. Awesome call. I got some really great news. Listen, I'm going to share this way. When I first got hold of this technology, I'm a man. So I simply asked, I love the information on what man can give me, but there's nothing like the man upstairs that can direct you to the way to do things. Well, it was just give it to me this way. And so what wound up happening is I got a phone call from one of my high intelligent military guys who simply said, Reggie, I got 30 days. And he's crying on the phone. They're giving me 30 days. He had colon cancer stage 4. I asked him a question. I said, listen, I said, if I share with you how to do it, will you listen? He said, everything you say to do, I will do it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do not try to take over the doctor or anything like that. I want you to understand that according to our rules and regulations of this medical industry, we got to be very careful. What I am sharing with you is this. When your mitochondria is increased, I don't care what the body's going through, God designed the body to heal itself. So a lot of the questions that we ask by giving it a name, is it this or that? Is it this or is that? The answer is, your body was designed to heal itself when our cells are in the proper amount of power. This gentleman who you will be hearing from, his name is Don. He actually is with my partner in Africa right now having fun. He's on his way back. He's to share my testimony. Ladies and gentlemen, I shared with him how to take it every hour on the hour, 1 milliliter or half a teaspoon, every hour on the hour. Hold it under your tongue for 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, squish it all around the mouth, every hour on the hour. And then I showed him how to take a bath with the Rejuvenate. That means because it's a lotion, a toothpaste, and a deodorant. I'm going to say that again. It's a lotion, a toothpaste, and a deodorant. When you submerge your body and you jump into a pool, it's how you get wet. When you put your foot in the water, you can only tell me how cold it or how warm it is. You got to submerge your insides and your outsides, ladies and gentlemen, and your mitochondria increase. And when that happens, you will have the testimony that my business partner has. Within 30 days, when he went back to the doctor, they looked at him like they saw a ghost. They took the test, and ladies and gentlemen, they said, come back in another 30 days. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is 90% cancer-free. And that's simply because he increased his mitochondria. Nothing to do with the product doing the work. It's not the product. The product is just a conduit. It is your body that is doing the healing. That is the message of More Mito. And so with that, my goodness, I'm just excited with the testimonials, ladies and gentlemen, from Autistic Children Speaking. From, I can tell you testimonies of my Connie Corso, my dog, who actually, you know, my Chihuahuas, they raised her, but they thought they were little pit bulls. They grabbed onto her and started, you know, taking advantage of her. Well, she put one of them, ladies and gentlemen, in intensive care. And all I'm going to tell you is I used the cream to nurse that dog, that daggone Chihuahua, back to health within 8 days. She was leaking a full faucet of water, of blood coming out of her. When I took the cream and stuffed it on her, I turned around, figured I was going to have to clean up more blood. There was nothing there. Her eye socket was caved in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a picture of it and show it on the internet. I am telling you, we have the #1 mitochondria increaser. And ladies and gentlemen, the body is designed to heal itself. With that, Dale, thank you so much. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, my friend. Listen, everybody, we don't have the #1 mitochondria increaser. We've got the only product that can increase your mitochondria. And you just heard from Reggie some of the experiences he had. Let me say this. We don't guarantee anything to anybody. Everybody is different. Combine it with your DNA or your family. Let's see what happens. But you'll know we've got a huge library of testimonials.
Hello, I have this and control. So
Okay, y'all, it kicked us off again. A lot of technical issues today. Let me try to get back online. But I hope that y'all
Preach the More Mito
love
conference line.
hearing the
call will
testimonials
begin in
and
a
hearing
moment.
how your body already knows how to fix itself.
The
Just by
conference
building
is
your
in
mitochondria up.
presentation mode.
And that's
Your
what we
line
use these
is
products
muted.
for. We
This
use
call
this
is being
bundle
recorded.
to build your mitochondria up.
Yeah.
Information's in the description.
Issues, this lady with back issues,
Okay.
broken bones, a rod in her leg, but it helped.
Right.
The very first testimonial we had, she talked
Right,
about
right.
that. And remember,
Okay, I have a few clients also next that have prostrate and MS.
answering yours, and then bring Dr. Dan in, and then I want the rest of your questions for these other two folks. I want to focus on your concerns because they're pretty profound. Dr. Dan, how should she use our products to achieve health with her back and with her feet and hands from neuropathy?
Well, first of all, topically, but mix about a teaspoon or tablespoon of the Restore into the Rejuvenate gel, and then rub that on that area, and rub it into your hand, and rub it into your hands and arms. Also, right there in the, where your collarbone has a where it comes down in the front of the neck, there's a little pockets on both sides. Rub that into that area as well. You can massage that area in. There's a plexus nerve that runs through there and then down into the hand. And so not only are you putting it on your hands, fingertips, and massaging there, I want to work on the nerve because what's happening, I assume it's one of the lower cervical vertebrae there, not up high, but the lower part. And the nerves are running off of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the nerves running off C7 or right in that area is running out down your arms. So let's do it that way. Then do the Restore. You can do it either way. You can do it the way Dale suggested. Do tongue every few hours throughout the day, or the way Reggie wants you to do it is on the hour, but
Every
do it
hour
a
on the
couple of
hour.
milliliters every few hours, or do 4 twice a day. It
So
doesn't
they
just
just gave y'all
disappear
3
out.
ways.
It's the oils are good about staying in the body.
Each way you're gonna need more than one
So
bottle of
do-
this a
do
month to
that.
do that.
And there's other things that would work
But you're-
well
you're
with
hitting
this,
it the
but
rapid
the
way.
Rejuvenate gel is just fantastic. And I've used it on my low back. I don't have low back problems anymore. But I used to. In fact, I didn't go to Vietnam because of injured back. But I used to put it on my low back. And for me, I have very broad back, and I'm broad shouldered, but I'm not that tall. And so I would put it on the back of the spoon and reach around my low back on one of those spoons that women stir the batter with, long handle. And that way I could reach down in the middle of my back if I needed it, or back of the back. But as long as I do a little stretching, I really don't have any problems anymore. So that may you'll be very happy with the results, I believe. And,
Okay, so even for, do we have any testimonies for prostate and MS? Do we have any testimonies? Okay.
Bill is the expert on the library of the testimonials we have, but go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, Joyce, get into your back office. We've got a number of them on prostate. And MS, we've got one lady who's out of pain for the first time in 15 years. She's using a lot of the Rejuvenate for it. And she also talks about being blind, which none of us knew. And she's had an impact there as well. So listen to those testimonials. You can even send us a text and ask specifically for some, and we'll shoot those to
Remember,
you.
if y'all have questions, put it in the comments. We'll get your questions
Next,
answered.
we're going to talk to Brian Hayes. Brian, I've unmuted you. You're in Memphis, Tennessee. Go ahead with your question. Brian, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Brian.
That's fine. I have a nerve issue that caused me a drop foot, so I wanted to see if there's any way that I could use this product for that particular issue.
Yeah, I think it would be very helpful. Rub it down your shin. As you know, your anterior tibial muscle that runs down on the outside and down the shin. And then there's some muscles right down around the ankle that have lost their nerve conductivity. So don't have the tone. So your foot wants to drag, wants to drop. But I'd also trying to think about it. Do you have any nerve pain or nerve problem in any other part of your leg? So like if your hip or
I do my head as well.
okay. Now rub it across the back of your pelvis and your low back, where the top of the pelvis, they call it the crest of the ilium, the low back area, and across there, and then also your hip joint itself. It's hard to get to the hip because the buttocks, but the best way to do it is to point it on the outside. Yeah, and so rub the Rejuvenate gel with some Restore mixed into it. But the main thing with you is I'd be rubbing it down the shin and down around the ankle, and do that 2 or 3 times a day. And it may take a little while, but I think it would get those nerves working much better. And it may happen quickly, but I never can tell. Sometimes it takes quite a while, and sometimes it's real quick, and it's hard to predict. But did you have something that damaged your nerves?
I had to reach over there. Trying to get in background. Go ahead and answer your question. Answer Dr. Dan's question. Did you have yeah, we hear you. Did you have a wreck?
Okay. Yeah, I was saying the drop was caused from a stroke.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, still do what I said. I would do probably 2 milliliters under the tongue, maybe 3, and I would do it, 5 times a day, because we've had people who've had stroke, well, like, tell our great story about, not able to use his
People
right
had
hand
strokes
for
and heart
years,
attacks.
and then, also goes over and picks up the,
When we rub it on the head, temples, rub it above your ears on your head, rub it at the
Yes,
base
I
of
rub it
your
all around my
spine.
ears.
And Ron Long had lost the use of his right arm for 15 years after stroke. He started taking our product. When I talked about a guy getting shots in his eyes, that was him. Getting shots in his eyes for
Yeah,
retinopathy.
he was getting shots in his eyes.
It took 6 months, no more shots for retinopathy, but that's not all.
Mm-hmm.
He was on 4 pharmaceuticals to include blood pressure and testosterone. His doctor took him off of all the pharmaceuticals because he didn't need them anymore. The most amazing thing, he didn't count on anything for his right arm. He wasn't even thinking about it. He had to learn how to write left-handed to play contrast. And all of a sudden, his right arm, he got the use of it back. He's 83 now and throwing 60-pound bales of hay on his daughter's farm.
Wow.
Astounding things can happen, everybody,
Wow.
when you give the body back mito. You need to be using all 3 products. They're all 3 serve a purpose, work a certain way. The oil from the inside out, the cream from the outside in, and renew brain and body, those extra ingredients, 16 actually, that aren't being in the way. They have to be taken dry. So try that, Brian. I want to know how you're doing. Great question. Next, we're going to hear.
yeah, and since we have the brain and body, yeah, I mean, I would do 2 of those twice a day on top of that, since that really has some things that are fantastic for the brain regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
Brain can come back and reroute itself after a stroke. Tremendous.
Yeah, at a late age.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. In Philadelphia, I've unmuted you. 1103 is your phone. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I was giving, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
I
was giving, from Ethel Wilson, a longtime friend, and I'm so amazed with the information I'm hearing. I do a lot of research on the body healing itself, as the gentleman Reggie had talked about before. So I knew about all this stuff, but I am legally blind. I've had LASIK treatment done in 2015, and I was just going there so I could get my right eye back to drive. And now the only thing I'm driving is the white cane. I've lost a lot of vision. I've tried a lot of different things, and nothing is working. I'm 72 years old. I was a boxer, and I just want to get my life back. You know, I got a new grandson. I plan on going to see him in November, and I definitely want to be able to see his face. I can't even see my face anymore in the mirror, so I'm interested. I'm already sold. I'm going to produce the products tomorrow.
We've had several people.
Well, listen to some of the testimonials that people put in their eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I heard all that. So, like I said, I'm already sold. You got a customer here, and I can't wait to spread it out. And I told a few people tonight. I don't know if they're all on the call tonight, but I told people all about it. You know, so.
Awesome.
And this is something like I said. I know our body can heal itself.
Yes,
and we just need to give it the help to and listen to our bodies when it's talking to us.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, there's a lot to be said for that.
I ever heard was a gentleman in Toronto who said, Dale, it's been 4 weeks. For the first time in 5 years, I can see the food on my plate in my wife's face. Pretty dramatic. So I'm glad you ordered, get on the product, start using it, let's see what happens. Next, we're going to go to Brevard. Brevard, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question, also from Philadelphia. Lynette Brevard, 3075. Are you there?
Sure. I don't have a question. I just have a quick testimony. I shared this before. I just want to kind of get on the line. I heard somebody mention about thyroid, so I just wanted to share about how
last year, my daughter, who's now 18, when she had turned 17, I had to keep her out of school the first 30 days because she was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism. Her T3, her T4, her TSH were all just out of whack. And I had called my upline, which is Grace White, and she actually met me. She drove all the way from her state to my state and literally brought me like a small bottle. I think all she had on her was like the Pep Mormito. We started off with that, basically like, once a day.
It's formulated for people, but pets can use it. They took the citrus out of it.
And then I started taking it only because I wanted to just show my daughter, like, hey, I want you to take this and everything. And I want to just share real briefly, I'm going to jump off the topic from the thyroid for one moment. I had not had my menstrual in probably almost a year. Like literally the next day, I was having horrible cramps. I was like, what is going on? My menstrual had just jump-started and stuff. I really do believe it was because of Mormito, because it really does align the body up. So now back to my daughter. They were putting her on methimazole, which is a thyroid drug, but I did not want her to be on that or be on it for long because I knew eventually it burned the thyroid out and then it's removed. I know because her sister had went there some years ago. So I was definitely looking for something different. That's why I called Grace. Now, where she's at now, everything is completely normal. She no longer has the thyroid. She lost over 15 pounds last year. She's gained them back, right? So she's now having a healthy weight. She's a senior now. She's getting ready for junior prom. She has her life back, seriously. Now we're looking to get her menstrual because sometimes with the thyroid, like menstrual cycle and things of that sort. So now I think that's where it's targeting that area now. My next point of action is to get up to the labs because I do have labs to show that they're normal. I'm now asking the endocrinologist to begin to wean her off because he's like, oh, well, they've been good really since last February. And I said to him, I said, I really think her TSH is a little suppressed because she's now getting too much, right? Because now I think things are balanced out. So we're actually going to be seeing another endocrinologist because in the same practice, but to get her to start the weaning process because if her body is no longer requiring that drug, there's no need for her to still be on it, So, but I told her.
Did you say your TSA is running on the low side of normal?
No, it was hyper, so the higher side. Her TSH, her T3, and her T4 were all very high. And I have the labs. I had sent them to Grace to show the difference because when you go to the children's hospital, they actually give you a trend to show you where they were and where she is now. They've totally leveled out. They leveled out last year. But I want to say this. TSH, not TSH, TSH.
No, I know, thyroid stimulating hormone.
Yes.
Usually when the TSH, when you have hypothyroid, then the TSH is high because the body is trying to get the thyroid to stimulate itself. But, so I would have thought it would have, because it's already hyperactive, that TSH might be low, and then you bring it from low to normal. When it's normal, it wouldn't be overstimulating the TSH. But
I could be misquoting the reading, but I do know that normal is normal, and I do know that it's definitely normal out. But to your point, doctor, you're right. That's why I'm saying to him. I was reading about it, and I was saying, okay, well, if the T3 and T4 is now normal, her TSH, it was still a little bit off, and I was saying, so I read up on it, and it was saying because sometimes they're getting too much of a thing. So I'm saying, well, is that too much of a thing? It's got to be the methimazole, the drug, because she no longer needs it. So
right.
Yeah, and she's still taking Mormito. The only difference is she takes it twice a day. Because I told her, I said, listen, if you're taking methimazole twice a day, every time you take methimazole, take Mormito Restore. And so she takes 5 ml, which is a teaspoon. I started off just with 5 ml, but I later bumped her up to taking 5 ml twice a day as opposed to once a day. So every time she takes the methimazole, she takes the Mormito. She also does still take her multivitamin, because one thing a lot of people don't recognize with thyroid disruption is a lot of times we are lacking or deficient in iodine. We used to get iodine from table salt and things of that sort in our food, our diet, but it's a lot of times depleted. So she
there's not, in most multiple vitamins, the iodine is not enough. I would get either Idorel from the pharmacy or I'd get Terry Naturally's iodine, tri-iodine, TRI, and which has all three forms. And because I bet you'd be lucky to have 150, 225 micrograms, where you really need 13 to 25 milligrams. And that was, I only learned that about 10 years ago, and I went, wow, I never thought about people taking that much, but they do really well on that. So you're right, on that.
Okay, thank you, and I'll look into that. I know the multivitamin she takes was formulated by a doctor, a medical doctor who now practices functional medicine, which is like root cause medicine, and so she lost her thyroid was removed when she was in college, so that's what motivated this doctor, Dr. Aggie Myers, down in BK, Texas, to create the multivitamin. Well, I'm going to look into things you mentioned.
It may be different than what a normal good multiple vitamin. It may have some added things for the thyroid, like selenium, but there's also amino acid that's real important, like L-tyrosine, which is the T for T3 and but for nutritional counseling, but Dale knows how to get a hold of, get a hold of me and have me call you, or you call me or whatever, and we can set up a talk if need be. But you have a good handle on it. You're doing well with it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, remember, Dr.
Let us
Dan,
know
that
what
you will
find
now
out
have
on
access
Saturday,
by,
and share if you learn anything over the course of the week. Next, we're going to go to Ms. Bostic. Ms. Bostic.
he worked with a lot of the
Yes, I'm
professional
here. How are
ball
you?
players and help get their body back
Tremendous. Go ahead with
to where it needs to be.
Wonderful, no question. Have a testimony. Is that okay?
We love testimonials.
Okay.
Okay, so about 2 months when I first started with the Mormito, I was introduced from an excellent friend of mine, and I knew I was sold at that time because it wasn't just a one-thing deal that one person needed. I needed it, and I was taking care of an 83-year-old woman that has dementia. I was concerned because I was graspy. You can go back about 2 months and you'll hear that testimony. And I could barely talk, but I was so wired that night because I knew that God had answered my prayer. I had been praying for over 15, 20 years. You name it. No meats, just strictly veggies, you name it. And ran into this product that I had been kind of escaping by using certain things, like the soursop and something else. But then when I got to this and I introduced it to the 83-year-old that actually her cognitive was gone. And notice I'm giving you phases because I'll come back in another 2 months and I'm going to report again. Right now, I'm super gone. She's back feeding herself, having whole conversations. Wow. We're talking 2 months, guys. I've been taking care of since 2012. She actually now talking, laughing, singing. She, of course, got faith because she's a preacher. And so she's up shouting. And the first experience I had, I have to tell you, I said, I'm going to take this cream, this Rejuvenate, and I'm going to get this oil, and I'm going to mix it up because I had listened to the call. And I put it together, and I did exactly what I was told on the call, and I rubbed it on her knee because I noticed she couldn't stand that long. She was saying arthritis or seemed like that's what it was. So I rubbed it on her right knee, the one that she always grabbed. And I stood there and I watched her. It was no more than about 5 or 10 minutes. That woman took her knee, her leg, and kicked it up to my waist. And I'm like 5'5". Wow. I took off shouting and praising God and she bust out laughing. That was my first sign. This thing is already kicking. So from there, I started almost bathing her in it. Literally, not in the tub. I mean, put it on her forehead, behind her neck. She had a knot behind her neck. You name it. But from seeing the process, it takes time. It takes time. It's not going to just overnight. That's just for her, not for anybody else on this call, for what we were dealing with.
Cause
I had
everybody's
the
body's
patience.
different.
And I had been waiting, and I watched what God was doing. And then all of a sudden, my 2 months, I heard a young lady say, so I'm not embarrassed. I hadn't seen a cycle in years. All of a sudden, a kickstart. I said, wait, what is this? So I had to kind of do some research because I was like, wait, something going on because this supposed to be gone. So what I want to say is it works. This 83-year-old woman's going to do a video. We are going to actually get back to go to church. She'll be able to get in the car, out the car. She's walking perfectly fine. I did exactly what I was told. Listen, everyone that's on this call. Everything, if you get you a notepad, write down every testimony of different things because it worked different for everybody. I think the scientists or the doctors were saying, I rubbed down to her feet. As soon as I did that, the next morning, she was putting her whole feet down on the ground. I said, Lord, I thank you. I just want to tell you all, God is in the blessing business. Yes. Keep on keeping on, and you already know I'm a top fan. I don't know where y'all want me to go to speak, because I am a speaker. I'm ready. I am ready.
Fantastic.
I'm sold. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's great to have you with us. We're blessed to have you with us. So glad you have
Dale, I want to mention something that, so the lady that came on in the very beginning, she was talking about how this has to be God inspired. It is God inspired.
Yeah.
Dr. Elliott
is a
prays
Christian
for guidance on the Dalton product, and then he prays over the product when he's put it together to put some divine energy into it. So him and I had a long conversation a while back. He said, I can't talk to other scientists about this. They'll think I'm crazy. But I knew exactly what he was doing and how that affected. And he will give, if you listen to him very often, he'll give credit to God and to Jesus on this product. And I noticed how many of you picked up on that. So I just want to add that to it.
That's fantastic, and a very good point.
That was very appealing
Next, we're
to
going to
me.
go to Marita.
For the scientist to be such a Christian
Marita,
like that and let God lead
I
him
unmuted you.
and continue to ask God for guidance. And this product has worked great.
Marita, we cannot hear you. We may have to come back to you. And we just don't have you. Next, we're going to go to Mava. Mava in Canada. Mava, did you have a question?
Hello, good night. Oh my God. Listen, Reggie, 100% on the hour thing, that I didn't realize until this morning what that hour on the hour thing did to me. I had surgery, which I was kind of shy about because, I'm just going to say it. I had a breast reduction. And once my left breast, the stitches broke. So there's like a big hole left back. And I don't pay much attention because I know it's not gonna more vital. It's great for a lot of things for me, but that's not gonna do anything. But I heard Melvin saying on Sunday that his car that he had surgery years ago is gone. So I decided to look this morning. After I took my shower, I took a look and I'm like, oh my God, where is that hole that was there? It's closed. I am freaking out. It is closed. Oh my God. I know I've several things that happened to me, but I've never seen that. I didn't even want to tell anybody that because I use the Rejuvenate and the Restore in my mouth, that I feel one of my molars up on the top, we call them molars, up to the back, it's almost bursting through my gum. I don't know where that came from. You know?
It does do that. And if you listen to, were you there a week ago?
Several people has grown teeth back.
The testimonials on the teeth and everything a week ago.
We just did an episode about growing your teeth.
He could put a Q-tip in the hole in the side of her tooth and put the Rejuvenate gel over that. It healed it up. I mean, the tooth regrew. We had people with teeth regrowing, but she also healed up that cavity. Not only did it stop the cavity, it just closed up that little cave she had in the side of her tooth.
Listen, That happened to other people, not to Marva. I didn't expect it. I expect so many things, the neuropathy and all that. It's calm now. I told them on Saturday that the sole of my feet, I have new feet. All that was there came off. New skin. I have something new, like baby feet now. It's very soft and beautiful, and I cannot get. Well, I just say, okay, I'm just trying to get used to that tooth growing back. But with that hole in my breast that's gone, I mean, completely gone. Oh my God.
We are so happy.
Yeah.
Marva, keep doing what you're doing. You're helping a ton of people.
Yeah. So if anybody would have anything that they want to just to push up real fast, hour and the hour. 1 hour, restore. The other hour, brain and body. Then restore, brain and body. Just do it. Just do it. You're probably going to buy 3 bundles for the month, but trust me, it is worth it. It is worth it.
You see, they're hitting it hard and heavy because they're taking their health serious.
I may try it.
Did you hear her say 3 bundles and do it every hour on the
You're
hour?
working. Listen, we're going to go to Aaron Jones in Philadelphia. Aaron, did you have a question? Aaron, are you there?
Hello?
Hello,
Hello.
go ahead with your question.
Now, I don't have a question. This is Bishop Mike Jones. Is Roger on the line tonight?
No,
Roger's not with us.
he
Roger is deep involved in the lab.
Okay. But let me
Roger's in
just
the
say
lab
this.
with Dr. Elliott.
Been blind since I was 10. Doctors, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hear you.
Go ahead.
What you guys say?
And what I want to say is that I was introduced to the technology. This is now October. It had to be 4 months ago. And I began to use it every day.
Consistently.
And I'm going to say within 5 to 6 weeks, I was able to see shadows.
You hear that?
And the shadow was of my wife. As she was walking past, I'll never forget it that morning.
Wow.
And I said, Joanne, I can see your shadow. But not only that, 2 weeks after that, I was in a worship service, and I inquired because I saw an image of a person in silver color with a green outfit on. And
wow.
The lady got done with us said, this particular person, she named the person, I can't remember the lady's name, says she has on green. And oh my. Ever since that day, I have been improving in my light perception. I didn't have a light perception before. Just grayish, dark, but every day been improving in my light perception with this technology. Absolutely fantastic. And that's not to, I don't want to take up all the time, not to mention a very serious health challenge I had, serious, that could take me out of here. How God has used this technology to heal me and bring me around. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
Wow.
Well, this
Great
is a story
testimonial,
that Roger,
y'all.
I'm sure would like to enter our archive.
Yes.
By the way, when people regain their sight, they've been blind, they first see black and white usually, and then they start seeing color. So you're moving through the advanced output and stuff.
All right, praise God.
Yes.
Fantastic. Amen. Thank you, Aaron. And Roger will listen to this. I'm sure he's going to give you a call. Shirley Starkey, I've unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Good evening to everyone, and thank you for taking my call. And I'm so excited from hearing all the testimonies And just to let you know, Ethel Wilson, she invited me and my husband to come on and listen to you. And it's just, I'm just amazed. And I'm going to order a bundle, I'm sure. I'm legally blind, and just hearing the story that the man just said, he's from Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia too. And it really just grasped me, and I'm excited, and I'm ready to buy the product that you have, this technology. And I do go along with what you're saying. I was saying that God has a lot to do with this. And I just want to say thank you, and I'm ready to get on board, my husband and I. Not only am I legally blind, but I have breast cancer. I'm in remission. And 2 years ago, I'm not going to talk long, but I fell and I hurt my ankle. It didn't break. So discomfort, pain, and sometimes discomfort walking up and down the steps. But I'm able to walk and everything, so I'm very grateful and thankful to God for that. And so my question is, how soon can I order?
Immediately.
Jump in.
Get back with the person that referred you. Get
All
your
you have to
website
do
done.
is, go to the
Order
website.
immediately.
We'll invite you to this call. It'll be moremito.com/, and then type in their username.
Mine's S Alford,
You'll be able to
SALFORD.
join and go online and order from your back office, or you can call us, call customer service first thing in the morning, and they'll take your order and put you into the company, and we'll get you going.
Right.
Things will come tomorrow. You should have it by Thursday.
Oh, good news.
Great
And
to have
we're going to
you.
invite other friends too.
That
Thank
customer
you so
service
much.
number,
Amen.
509-593-3300. 509-593-3300.
Share with you the way Bevan shares it. Bevan said, listen, I got the PhD, I got the master's degree, I got myself ready, but I'm not smart enough, as Dr. Dan said, I'm not smart enough to have thought of this. This came from God. I got myself ready to do what he told me to do. And that's about as good as it gets. As we've said many times on this call, you've all sensed it. This product, we feel, is from God to get his people back in the game and off the couch so we can do what needs to be done. And I can't say it any better than that. And Dr. Bevan, I mean, goodness sakes, to think, to realize, to understand it's the increasing of the mitochondria that the environment in the world has destroyed. Increase the mitochondria and let God's body work the way it's meant to. How brilliant is that? And
I want to add something to what you're saying there. In many cases, especially if a person has a great spiritual sense, a great intuition, you can hear God's voice. Your education, a lot of the education is giving you knowledge. So when something is being explained to you from within, it's not you that's being explained to you. You can understand what it is and how to do it. I have a whole bunch of inventions, and sometimes they just pop up in front of me. And but I had to understand what the inspiration that was being given to me. Dr. Elliott, when he's being inspired and he's saying, you need to do it this way, you need the relationship and the ratios to be this, he has the education, the capacity to understand it. But so if he didn't have that, God could speak to him and he wouldn't know what to do with it. He wouldn't know, it would go over. So that's one of the importance of an education is if you do have great intuitions, to be able to understand what is being said.
Exactly right. I love the way you put it. Listen, everybody, we've got 5 more hands. If you need to leave, go ahead and leave. But we are having a great call, and we're going to get to every hand on our board.
This is how you learn. I hope y'all are taking notes.
Esmeralda in Florida. Esmeralda, you've had several people on this call. Did you have a question for us? Esmeralda, I've unmuted you. Are you there?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had muted myself so not having any noise. I'm still in the office. Anyways, yes, it's been such a blessing. God is really connecting me with all kinds of people and people that need it. And we got to do that. I just want to make a statement, like, to reconfirm what many people have said. Listen, God's creation is designed to self-heal. You just got to give it what it needs. And we're so blessed that God has sent this to Bevan Elliott. And then basically, this gives the body what it needs. It's not what the product is doing. It's what our body is doing with it. So it really doesn't matter the condition. And I always tell people, listen, we have 2 cerebral palsies that are reversed, and that's supposedly genetic, right? So if that can give the body what it needs to heal from something genetic, then everything else is a walk in the park, because if you're not born with it, something caused it to activate. So you have to deactivate. You got to get to the root cause. And people are not understanding that. And this helps even with the COVID-19 toxicity and all that that's going on. So that's very important. 80% of Americans took that poison because they were forced or because they were feared into it or whatever. And remember, people are shedding off. They are transmitting that over to loved ones, to children. So detoxing has never been more important. And this is a parasite cleanse, heavy metal cleanse. I guess, Dr. Dan, you can confirm that. And I do want to do a shout out to my people out there. Anyone that can contribute and donate. I have someone that they're trying to put into hospice. The family pretty much has given up on her. It's Hope, and then the number 4, Patty with an I at the end, PATTI. If any donations at all, anyone can help me. I'm going to contribute from some of my commission, but I'm trying to keep my almost 95-year-old mom alive. So I need a little help. Anyone that can contribute anything, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, it's Hope, number 4 for Patty. And just know that God has a plan, and He's affecting us, and He's making, just certain things happen. It's just astonishing. Just listen to what we're listening to. We share this with everyone. We have to get the word out there. And, cancer's up 300% from the COVID shot. At least take soursop tea if you can't afford it. People got to take selenium. It's not in the soil. I mean, there's just so much, even breath work, grounding. God's creation heals as one. This is the product that we need. And then we have to reconnect to Mother Earth because we're frequency. We're like a battery, and we got parasites all over the place. So please just help each other. If anyone can help out with Patty, I would greatly appreciate it. And I can't thank you, gentlemen, enough that God has just guided you. You guys are the light. You are the light. You're the true light, and you're helping everyone. So I'm putting protection over you because, there's companies out there, the BP and all that. They don't want anyone to heal. They just want to keep on putting things on your problem. Then it falls off, and you got another one. Every time you take a chemical, it changes the physiology of God's creation. It's not really fixing anything, and I feel bad for them because they mean well, but they're being taught by the pharmaceutical, so it's unfortunate. But thank you so much. So, Dr. Dan, anything that you can add, like key points just for people in general, because cancer is rampant. The number 1 killer has
cancer and heart disease has really jumped up and stuff. But you are right, and there's many one. Yeah, I think we do a great job. When I went through the whole pandemic without getting COVID, and then I got it after the pandemic, but I knocked it out in 5 days. Had the cough, and I tested positive for it, and so I doubled and tripled my doses of Restore. We didn't have Renew yet, and I went through it real quick and stuff. And so, but she's right. People that are supposed to do it and stop this. As one of the things I would, if I was in a protocol, I would double their dosage for a while and help drive it out. And strangely enough, nicotine patches also help. I've never smoked. Well, since I was 5 years old, I did. But anyway, nicotine patches in place that the spike protein did. The nicotine, so that's another one that stops replicating and driving. Nightshade plants do the same thing. I used to say don't eat nightshade plants. Now I'm saying they have some advantages and when it comes to that. But that, along with our hormone triplet, we have a long haul, whether it's or whether it's or actually gotten the coronavirus. So it's a miracle in itself, and that's all you need. Okay, I know we have a bunch more
real quick. I just wanted to confirm. Yes. I just wanted to respond to someone who had, they talked about drop foot. I just wanted to share about that. My sister Dinah, before she passed, she had drop foot, and she would fall and trip over her foot, and that's how she got into 5 and 6 spinal surgeries, because she kept knocking her disc out. And when I first got this Rejuvenate, I rubbed it on her foot. I didn't even rub it in down. I just touched her foot with the Rejuvenate. I was screaming. I was like, hey, what's wrong? She said, look at my toes. I said, what's wrong? She said, my toes are moving. I said, okay. She said, my toes haven't moved since 2016, guys. That was 2021. As we constantly kept on rubbing her foot, and my sister was able to put her foot into a shoe. She could not even move her ankle to even go into a shoe.
Only, and I'll respond back, 817-3271. Again, that's 817-320-2571. The reason why I asked you to text is out of respect, because I do have a busy schedule. And if you text me, then sometimes I can just answer the question. But then if I need to schedule a time for you and I to speak, then I can schedule a time that'll work for you and myself, instead of somebody call me, in the middle of me doing something else, which oftentimes are not the best times. I try to make it convenient for us both. That way I can give you the proper time to speak, so that we can get your health questions answered. Sometimes people want questions answered. Sometimes they want help during their website. If you go to Health the Wealth Show with Stephanie, go on the playlist, and we have several different tools there. So we have a video where we show you how to create your website. We have a video where we show you how to, go in your back office, show you how to do the orders. All of that is back there for you to use. And so, take advantage of that. We put that there to help everybody. But again, I do step in. The call will I do step in when I need to step in, and help out. So if you there's information in the description on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, as well as Success on Stephanie, on how to go and create your website. The information is there. If somebody else referred you, you want to get back with the person that referred you for that. Okay, we're back in.
I've unmuted you.
Oh, hi. Hi, this is Claudette using Edward's phone. Hi,
Hello, Claudette.
From Ashland, Virginia. And one of my pastors has like a back, like a hunchback. Do you think that the Restore 3.0 and the Rejuvenate and all the products would help him increase his mitochondria in his back and straighten it up?
Yeah, very possibly. Just have someone set in and do that 2 or 3 times a day to Rejuvenate gel with some Restore. Take it internally too, but do that. And I'm going to throw out something else. There's a lot of things being done right now with red light therapy, and you can find a lot of things online. Years ago, there was back in like 1930s, they used red light therapy for TB, for tuberculosis, thing over it. But also this medical doctor, a friend of mine, is veterinarian, showed me out of this textbook how they straightened up the spine with people on that. Surprised the hell out of me. So you can get these red light pads on top of putting the Rejuvenate gel and have that small massaged in with the Restore in there. Then follow with some of those red light pads on the back. They accelerate that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I also have a short testimony. I know it's late, but I had floaters on my eyes, and I don't see them anymore. I had some moles on my neck, and I still have a few, but most of them are gone. Mm-hmm. And also my husband had a bald spot, and I put the Rejuvenator on it, and hair is growing, and we're so excited about the products. Thank you so much for the Lord using you all to introduce those products to us.
Hallelujah. And I'm believing God. When my husband and I will go back to the doctor next month, that there'll be no diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and there'll be no high blood pressure and high cholesterol, because these products are doing wonders, and the energy is just so, it's not anything jittery or anything, but it's just so beautiful, and my excitement, I'm so excited about the products. I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I don't want to take anything else but these products, because they're from you. They are from you through Momito. So God bless you all. Have a good night.
Take a picture.
Sherry.
Take a picture of this bald spot growing in. You just inspired me. I have a bald spot, and I forgot about it. I hadn't done my hair in a while, because I'm not wearing my hair as long as I was, and it sort of frizz up a little bit when I put it in. So now I've been running the Rejuvenate Gel. We had a sweet dog. He just inspired me. Let's see if I think a bald spot. I don't worry about bald spot.
So you're balding. You know somebody that's balding. These two are going to work from the inside out. This works from the outside in.
Donna.
Okay.
One more call from Donna. Clive, I unmuted you. Go ahead with your question.
Hey guys, how are you? This is Clyde Sherman, Prague God, 3 years, 4 months. Hello, Grace, Philly, shut up. Listen, I had a great idea, because testimonials are so critical to our company, and I'm a distributor, and I depend on testimonials. When I share the testimonials and the link in my store, that's all I do. So I was suggesting maybe, Dale, if you can get like an AI program there at the company where after this call, those hot calls, those hot testimonials that came on this call automatically get updated to an existing file that you can create on everyone's back office. So if I wanted all my testimonials for heart disease, I can push one little thing, I get that link. And then that link goes out to my person that has a heart disease issue. So I can immediately access it. But I'm hoping to get the mechanism there at the company level. So when I go to my
That is a great idea, Clive. That is a phenomenal idea. We'll put our programmers to work on it. Anything we can do, as Clive just suggested, to make it easier, like Clive just did. Clive, that's brilliant, my friend. With that, everybody, thank you for staying with us. You are the best part of Momito. You're why we're here.
Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I apologize that we've had some technical issues. Because I was listening to it on the internet so that I could record on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, as well as Success on Stephanie, because I want y'all to get that information. It's very important that we get the information out, because everybody has mitochondria. Every pet has mitochondria, right? And it's just so important that we get the information out to those that are interested in getting information. What they say, knowledge is power, right? So it's very important that we get this knowledge out so people can have that power to decide that they want to go out and they want to get their bundle. They want to get their brain and body bundle, right? So that they can build their mitochondria up and see what their body does to fix itself. Because remember, we're not healing anything, but we're using these natural products to build up your mitochondria. Those of y'all that don't know what mitochondria is, if you wasn't on here the whole time, mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cells. And God designed our bodies, our awesome God designed our bodies to be able to fix itself once you have your mitochondria strong. So again, we're not healing anything, but we're using these products to build your mitochondria up. If you don't believe me about the mitochondria, do your research. I had our research. Doctors had me on 18 to 20 different medications. Okay. Y'all heard some of these other people talking about different things that doctors had them on, several medications. You heard the one lady saying that she had that problem with the itching 4 doctors later, and they still couldn't tell her, what was causing it, or, what she needs to do to resolve it. Right. Doctors don't know everything. I know that personally because I've had some of those experiences with these doctors. Right. But you know what? I prayed to God. Like they said, you have not because you ask not. So I prayed to God when I was at the neurologist's office, and that neurologist shared with me that the doctors were over medicating me. They had me on medication that was taking a migraine away, immediately giving back to me, and causing depression. Because I was wondering why my body wasn't functioning the way it used to function, right? Found out that I had been depressed. I had no idea. But I was depressed because of it was coming from the medication. Okay. So see, we trust these doctors on some things, but medication has side effects. This is not medicine. One person said earlier, oh, you take the medication, but this is not medication. This is considered a food. It's all natural, right? So you eat each day, right? Because you need to give your body the nutrients that your body needs to survive, right? Well, these are some of the nutrients, right? Because this is a food. So again, if you're connected to myself, if you saw this on one of my shows, whether it's Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, Success on Stephanie, then the information is in the description. If you referred by myself or somebody that referred you to me, if somebody else referred you, get back with the person that referred you. But you can go to moremito.com/S Alfred. That's moremito.com/SALFORD. Again, there's a link in the description that tells you how to do this. You're going to create your free customer website. This is how you get your products. Everybody has to be referred by somebody, and then you create your free customer website. Is how you get in the company, and then you can place your order from there. So once you go to moremito.com/S Alfred, or whoever's website you go to, whoever refers you, then you're going to click on join. Then you're going to click on referring customer. Then you're going to complete the information: name, address, phone number, email address, pick a username and password, and your website's up just like that. It's very simple. Then if you want to know how to go into your back office, you will then click log in. Once you create your website, you can click log in. Just click on your website. Then click, if it's on your phone, you're going to click the menu, click drop down. If you're on the computer, it should be in your right-hand corner where you can click log, right? Once you click login, it's going to ask for your username and password. Your username that you just chose to create your website is what you're going to put in there. Your username is what's after the .com/. That's your username, right? You put your username in there. Then you'll put your password in there. Submit it. You're in your back office. Once you're in your back office, how do you place an order? Once you're in your back office, you're going to go to Shop More Mito. Again, you're going to go to Shop More Mito. Once you go to Shop More Mito, you'll see it say people products or pet products. Because remember, we have a pet line, but our pet line is the same thing as our people line, right? It's just it may have been something else besides the citrus out of the Restore All, because animals should not have that, right? And they just put the Pet Life label on there. That's why you hear some of the people saying they're using this in their eyes and everything, because all this is the Restore All minus a couple of things, and they like, so it's safe as well, right? So once you go and to Shop More Mito, after you go to Shop Mito, then you, like I said, pick pet products, right? So once you click, say, you're doing the people products, then you do that, and you're gonna scroll down to the button, and you'll see different bundles first. So if you want to know which bundle we have been showing, we've been showing the Brain and Body bundle #1, which is the Brain and Body, the Renew Brain and Body capsules, the Restore All, and the Rejuvenate Gel. If you buy a bundle, you get the Rejuvenate Gel for free, right? If you decide to pay it out separate, then you're going to pay more than you paid for the bundle, and you don't get anything free. So anyway, again, if you have questions, put your questions in the comments. All of those that have come on and was speaking and saying hi and everything, thank you. Hello. I've had people that come on and they'll tell you to subscribe. So if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because that helps YouTube put this in front of other people. As we know, everybody needs to do, because everybody has mitochondria, right? And so we owe it to, as many people as possible to be able to get this in front of them, right? So that they can get their body healthy. And remember, as you were hearing the different testimonials, everybody's body is different. So somebody may have had an instant response. Somebody's response may have taken a while. I've had several things where my response was instant, right? But you heard somebody talking about their eyes. My eye response took a while. Again, originally I wasn't taking it for my eyes, But I started hearing people sharing about how they've had an improvement in their eyesight. They're, you know, they went from wearing glasses to 20/20, or, you know, couldn't read the VIN number on the vehicles and everything, right? So now I had stigmatism in my eyes, so I knew mine would take a little longer than the average person. So what I began at the time, we didn't have these two products at the time. We just had the Rejuvenate gel. So I began to take the Rejuvenate gel and just rub it around my eyes multiple times a day, all around my eyes multiple times a day, and I was able to get a response, or, you know, I got my testimonial now. And like I said, it took a little while, but mine finally came. But what was going on was, it wasn't that it wasn't working, it was working on there, but I had several things going on in my body, right? So you know, it was handling several things, but I finally, you know, noticed that my eyesight had changed. You know, I remember one day I was in Walmart, I looked up, you know, so when you look up, me being short, I looked over my glasses and I could see very clear, right? And so when I went to do my driver's license, this time they just happened to do the eye test, right? They was like, oh, it doesn't seem like you've had ever had another eye test done. Would you like to do one? I was like, sure. Did it. They looked at it and they said, excuse me, yo. They said, oh, we don't see a reason why you should have a restriction on here. You can see very well. That's because I used the products, y'all. Again, I was using this. And then when they came out with the Restore All, I began using the Restore All. I was the one that tested it for the allergies, y'all. I had terrible allergies, and this really helped. And then, you know, then they came out with Renew Body and Mind, right? And so, you know, you use all the products because they're formulated to work together. You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, which one? It's the Rejuvenate gel works from the outside in. It's a gel. These two, the Renew Brain and Body capsules and the Restore All, formulated to work from the inside out. So again, the gel works from the outside in. The Renew Brain and Body and the Restore All works from the inside out. Can you use some of this on your skin as well? The Restore All, you can rub it on your skin. You heard people saying they would drop it in their eyes to help their eyesight. I rub it around my eyes sometimes before I even put my gel on, and my gel does have some mixed in there. I take one Restore All, which is 4 droppers or a teaspoon, not so full. If you go on the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie, there's a video over there to show you just how to do that as well. But I take 1 dosage of the Restore All, put it in the Rejuvenate gel. It just makes it more potent. Put the top back on it, shake it up, so it turns from like a white color to like a burnt orange color, because the oil is kind of a burnt orange. So, I mean, when I tell you it helps, it helps. You heard them talking about the dental. I use this anytime I know I've got to go to the dentist. I use it by a week ahead of time. I put the Rejuvenate gel from here down, all over, from here down. And because I know each time I go to the dentist, it's very uncomfortable. My jaws start to pop because they have my mouth open, and it's, you know, it's very uncomfortable, right? And I take the Restore All multiple times a day. You know, and of course I increase my Renew Brain and Body as well, but I increase everything starting a week before I go to the dentist, so that can get in there and it makes everything, you know, react even better, so that it's not as painful when I go to the dentist. Because I have experience before I was doing that. You know, I was just in so much pain. One time I even missed my exit because I was in so much pain. And mind you, I'm trying to get back home as quickly as possible and miss the exit. But after that, was when I started doing this, you know, a week ahead of time. And when I tell you, it made a major difference. You heard them talk about how somebody took it. They had a hole in their, you know, had a cavity, had a hole in their tooth. And they took the Q-tip. And normally I have a Q-tip and would demonstrate, but they took the Q-tip and put some of the gel on it and put it down into that hole, and that hole closed up. Y'all, again, it's all about how your body reacts once you give it the right food. Again, because this is a food, right? You're building your mitochondria up. So your body can fix itself from anything. You heard them talking about, you put the Restore All in your mouth and you swish it around. So you switch around, y'all. Those of y'all that are using mouthwash, you really don't want to use mouthwash because it is damaging to you. A lot of things that we use, we just don't know, and it's damaging. So instead of doing that, take your Restore Oil and swish it around in your mouth first, right? Then you can swallow it. All right, and remember that we take the Restore Oil and we put it on our tongue because it gets into our bloodstream quicker, right? But you can also use the Rejuvenate Gel in your mouth. I know because I personally use it. I have TMJ. So sometimes I have to put my retainers in, but my mouth gets to hurting, right? Whenever my TMJ is acting up, I take my retainers are actually have kind of turned colors because of this. But guess what? The main thing is me getting in me what helps me, right? So if somebody complains about that, I don't care because I need to get in me what helps me. But I take some of the Restore Oil and I put it in my retainers. And I also take some of the Rejuvenate Gel, which has some of the Restore Oil, and I put it on my gums. And so I put this in my retainers, and when I put my retainers in, then that just soaks into my skin. Again, I take the Rejuvenate Gel and I take from my eyes down all around because, it gets pretty painful. Sometimes I get to the point where I cannot talk at all from the TMJ acting up. This is my go-to to relieve. Like they were talking about doctors not knowing how this and that. I have gone to multiple doctors. Okay. Nobody could give me anything or, for relief for the TMJ. I was told that, we could try injections. Well, several people injections didn't work for, right? Breaking your jaw. I did not want to go through that one. Okay. So, I chose, to try the products, and this is what has been successful for me. This has been very successful for me. This is my go-to for everything. You want to know, does it help with this? And does it help with that? Because y'all was saying that because you're so used to, going to the doctor saying, oh, I need something for this, or, what helps that? Well, this is different because this is building your mitochondria up. And then I think he said, was it 2 weeks afterward or 2 months afterwards? I have to go back in my notes. After using the product, then he could see the silhouette of his wife. Then 2 weeks after that, he was able to see a green color when he was in church. Why was that? Because he was building his mitochondria up. And again, we're telling you, your body can fix itself from anything. Your body knows how to fix itself when it has the right components. So when you feed it the right components, then your body can fix itself from anything. It doesn't make a difference what it is. So again, if you have questions, put your questions in the comments, or you can text me at 817-320-2571. Does it make a difference whether you connected me or you connected to somebody else? I have people all the time that, contact me with questions. The thing is, we want to help everybody. That's the goal, to be able to help as many people as possible have, better health results. Okay. So again, the information on, how you create your free customer website, but I will share the website one time. If somebody else referred you, get back with the person that referred you. But if nobody referred you, you're connected to myself, you run across, one of my shows, etc., then you'll go to moremito.com/S Alford. That's moremito.com/SALFORD. You're going to click join. You're going to click referring customer, complete the information, which is your name, address, phone number, email address, create username, password. Your website's up just like that. Then you want to go and you want to order. Now, you don't have to order immediately. Everybody may not have the funds. We do have a way for you to get free product. So our CEO, Mr. Roger Hill, is awesome. He built a great company, and he put something in place where you can get the more Mito bucks. So we can share with you how to get the more Mito bucks. Those of you that have been on here, and you may have heard the lady saying that she has somebody that, she needs help with, that needs the product ASAP, right? She said she's helping her 95-year-old mom. So she's not only getting product for herself, but she's getting product for her mom. So she can't just give all of her more Mito bucks away, but she needs some help, right? So that's where we can help out. Mr. Hill has something in place where we can take some of our more Mito bucks and we can give it to anybody, whether they're connected to us or not. Isn't that awesome? We can bless several people if we choose to, right? So that's why she put it out there, because that way, those of us that wants to, transfer some more Mito bucks over, that's why she gave that information, the girl's username. All you do is go in your back office and then transfer some of your more Mito bucks. Isn't that awesome that we can be a blessing to other people? That is awesome. And we have to say, thanks to Mr. Hill for allowing us to be able to do that. But, this is just an awesome company, and you know, I love this. I love the products. I love how it has helped me. I love that it took me from, you know, being on 18 to 20 different medications. I love that now I have something that can help me, that when doctors could not answer or tell me what could help with this and what could help with that, guess what? This is my answer now. You know, because I had several things. It wasn't just one thing that was the situation. It was multiple things that was that situation. I was even told I couldn't have any more kids. Well, guess what? I've had a daughter since then, you know, and my daughter is 20 something years old walking around here. And the doctors told me I couldn't have any more children. But see, God knows what he has created. God had the last say so. God knew what was going on with my body. And he saw fit that I ended up having another child. I was thinking I wasn't going to have any more children. I was shocked when I was pregnant, right?